Alrighty. We need to fix your Microsoft account. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. What is happening, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Let me rotate my hat back around this way so I don't have any shadows going on. So welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Welcome to day 5 of the 7-day prospecting Blitz challenge. Absolutely cool. I've been watching the numbers come in, and they've absolutely been off the chain cool for everybody that wanted to step up and play. And if you're jumping in late, absolutely okay. If you go back to Sunday and watch my live on Sunday, I go basically briefly through the rules. And then there's actually a post on Saturday that explains how to do the post in terms of daily reporting. And you can do this all on your own. You can set up a Google Doc spreadsheet. You can challenge yourself. You can put yourself, maybe you can grab a group of 5 or 6 friends that want to do this with you and go through this. And of course, have a Facebook Live every night and come up with content. However you want to work, it can be a lot of fun to do this and just maybe explode and help grow your team and make an impact. Hey, Don Smith, thanks for swinging by. I really appreciate it. So day 5 of the Prospecting Blitz Challenge. And of course, don't let me get off the live tonight without doing the spinning wheel thing, because I've got a very cool giveaway for you tonight. A little bit different than what I've been doing in the past, which is really neat here. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up here. So very excited about that. Give me 1 second over here. I'm working on getting some stuff up. While I'm doing this, feel free to tell me what part of the country you're chiming in from. If you've been participating in the 7-day challenge, feel free to sort of tell me what revelations you've had, what aha moments that you've had that have sort of pushed you to the next level. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right there. Save. There we go. Tennessee. Welcome Don from Tennessee. So share some of your breakthroughs. What are some of the breakthroughs that you've had during the prospecting challenge? Hey Esther, thanks for swinging by. Share your breakthroughs. What were your aha moments? What have you seen so far to date? And I've seen some just testimonials over the last 5 days or so that have just been absolutely awesome. Testimonies of ahas and shifts, and like, oh yeah, I get it now, and which is absolutely cool. The snitch line has been amazing. Yes. So the snitch line, we'll talk about that a little bit, but basically what the snitch line is, for those of you that didn't get it, I don't know if we talked about the night before, but if you go through all these lives, you'll catch them. Yeah, Devon's from St. Louis. The snitch line is basically this, is when you're going through the process and you're reaching out to somebody, then they agree to watch your presentation, and you set up a scheduled time. You sort of do a PS and say, PS, by the way, my video presentation is going to snitch on you. It's going to tell me when you watch it. So that does 2 things. I always do 2 like this, which is actually 4. It's 2 things. It does 2 things. One is it puts them on the money, and they're probably going to say to them, dang, I told them I was going to watch it. So now I got to watch it, even though I was just telling them I was going to watch it, just to basically get them off the phone. That's an analogy for just moving on to the next step so they can blow you off. So it's a real good way to get them to watch it so they know they're watching. Now, some people may not, but there's some people, or they may respond back and go, you know what, I'm not really interested. I don't think I'm going to watch it. Typically, it's probably going to be the latter of the 2. They're probably going to watch it because they know that it's going to snitch on them. I know I had going back and forth with a lady who was just bound and determined to want to get me on the phone. She blew me up through Facebook phone call messenger thingy like 5 times. And I'm not talking to you till you watch my presentation. I don't have time in my busy day. So I basically sent her that message. I said, I don't have time in my busy day. I've literally got 130 people I've reached out to. I've got this many follow-ups to do. And until you qualify yourself by watching the video, you're either going to qualify in or qualify out. Until you watch the presentation, I can't talk to you. And that's just the way I run my business. That's the way I teach my team to run their business, because it's very important that we work with people who are coachable and want to move to the next level. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions after you watch the presentation, but you need to watch the presentation first, and I just left it hanging there. And she hasn't watched it yet. So on to my next 452 people I got to reach out to, right? And that's the posture, your self posture that you need to have with yourself to be able to move along. So anyway, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist and coach. I love helping people take their business to the next level and make an impact on the mission to have no more empty refrigerators. So really appreciate you guys swinging by. Kyle, Ida, Carrie, thanks for swinging by. Devon, what's up, babe? Esther, thanks for swinging by. Really cool. So the snitch line basically puts people on the money. And when you can find ways to put people on the money, Kendra had a really cool conversation with a lady who was really cool, and she came back very postured, and she basically took time. I know in Rank Makers, there's a line that's going around, which is cool, and you got to know when to use it. That's a line that says, hey, well, this may not be a fit for you. Now, that's a great line, but if you say it too early in the conversation, you can come off sound like a jerk, right? You can sound like, if somebody doesn't agree with you, or you get stuck on, well, how do I reply to this person? Or they may say, well, can you just send me the video? And you may reply back, well, this might not be a fit for you. You got to come off sound like a jerk. So you got to take their conversation. Matter of fact, I'll read the conversation because it's freaking awesome. And I thought it was really on point. And for those of you, two things. For those of you that aren't in Rank Makers, if you really want to take your business to the next level, get in Rank Makers. Go to rankmakers.com, get in there. If it's not open, get on the waiting list so you can be on the next one. Also, the 14-day challenge is happening starting on this coming Tuesday. It's a marketing challenge. It's 14 days. If you really got a kick out of this 7-day challenge here, the 14-day marketing challenge will freaking explode your business. If you really want to explode your business, I think you just go to 14daychallenge.com, click on the link, or if you can Google, it'll probably pop right up. Go in there, get in that challenge. It's a small fee, but to have Ray Higdon in your face for 14 straight days. And then the awesome cool thing about it is there's a Q&A by all the coaches from the inner circle are going to come in and do some coaching Q&As, which is going to be absolutely awesome. So you get to plug into all the coaches from the inner circle. The inner circle's the coaches that work with the people that are either on a 7-figure run to the top earner club, or they're on a six-figure run to 6 figures, and they have coaches that help them do that. So very cool. Thank you, Kyle, for putting that down there. Appreciate it. So absolutely. So for those of you that really want to plug into roughly 20,000 entrepreneurs who are wanting to level up their business, rankmakers.com. For those of you that really want to learn how to use marketing, and really want to learn how to market, and really want to learn how to close, and really want to learn how to move your business to the next level, then the 14-day challenge. This is going to be my 6th 14-day challenge, and I'm going to keep coming back until I get to the point where I'm just really good at doing Facebooks. And it's more than just getting on here and being cute. There's an actual system and a process in place to help you grow and generate leads and prospects and follow up and all that kind of stuff. So very important. So I want to read this. I want to read this to you guys because it's a pretty big deal. The response in this when we're talking about marketing and reaching out, and hopefully I can find it. And it just jumped in my brain here. That's why I'm doing this at the last minute. I think it's this one here. Yes. So basically, Miss Kendra was reaching out, and Kendra, she's in this challenge, so I'm sure she'll be okay with me sharing this. She had sent out the prospecting message, and I believe she was doing this on LinkedIn. And tonight we're going to go some LinkedIn stuff. I'm going to show you how that works. So, hey, is it Ali Rizvi? That's a cool name. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Bummed I won't be able to take the 14-day challenge in July. That's cool because we have them all year long. It'll be cool. So basically, Kendra sends out the message, and then she replies back. Before I disclose more of myself, I would like to know exactly what you're trying to promote. I find it uncomfortable that you have not sent the video for me to review what this opportunity is all about. As a busy professional, I do not have time to waste. Thanks. And then she signed her name. And if you guys are in the group, you'll see this. And then Kendra replies back, name, I totally understand if you're not comfortable moving forward. I speak with pharmacists daily that have had an issue on that have not had an issue on here sharing contact information, since this is a business platform. So she's on LinkedIn. I actually have a pharmacist that joined my team last week. Now here's what's very important about this conversation. One is she says, I speak with pharmacists on a daily basis. Okay, so she's qualifying herself. She says they have not had an issue. Your peer group has not had an issue, and we'll talk about this. I use the same exact techniques when I was selling advertising, which is very cool. And then she goes on to say, I actually have a pharmacist on my team that joined my team last week and since made herself and her family some extra money. And then she, period, I am also very busy. That is why I set up appointments to fit in my schedule. Thank you. And this is the killer part, right? This is the postured part. Thank you for your time, and feel free to reach out if you change your mind. Out. That whole conversation was spot on, perfect in terms of having a conversation with somebody, relatability, understandability, likability, peer group. I mean, it's just like nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget in that conversation. The reply back, now watch this. This is freaking awesome. This is why, if you understand how to communicate with somebody and you can read and you can use the reply kung fu. If you haven't seen it in the 100K Inner Circle, I actually did a training in there talking about how to reply to people, and I would definitely go watch that if you're struggling. So very, very cool. So her prospect replies back, hi Kendra, sorry I sounded harsh. Lots going on, and people do have lots going on. So that's one thing that we need to remember is we're knocking on somebody else's door. We're jumping into the world. We don't know what's going on with them. So we've got to be very understanding that just because we reach out to somebody, just because they say they're interested, doesn't mean they drop their entire freaking life to stop and sit here and wait for us to talk to them, right? So they got stuff going on. Everybody has ish, right? So, okay, I'm very curious to learn more. She basically says, sorry I sounded harsh. Lots going on. Okay, I'm very curious to learn more about this opportunity. Let's keep the appointment for the time, and my phone number is. That is like probably one of the coolest conversations. And when you learn how to do that, when you learn how to take a pause for a minute and you learn how to step into somebody else's world and you can relate to them and become relatable, that's why when I do reach outs, a lot of time I'll do like what I call micro rapport building. If they're on the Aston Martin page, I'll say, hey, you know, that Aston Martin DBS is pretty cool, right? Hey, the reason I'm reaching out to you is da 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 da, because I want to be relatable. Hey, I saw you in the Aston Martin page. That new DBS is fire. Hey, the reason I'm reaching out to you is I'm expanding my business in your area. If you're open to taking a look, absolutely cool. If not, no big deal. So I did some micro rapport building. I saw them on the Aston, and then of course, if they go to my page, I'm a car guy, so they get it, and it's relatability that you're talking about. Hey, Laura, thanks for swinging by. So I love that she was so kind. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the cool thing about that was, again, the relatability when you're having conversations with somebody. Try to put yourself in their shoes, and remember, think about me sitting in my office right here, right? And this is when you're selling advertising, and this is when I was selling advertising, you have indoor sales and people that get on the phone, and you have outdoor sales that walk in. And an outdoor salesperson, they're constantly walking in and knocking on the door, and they teach you how to get past the gatekeeper and get to the decision maker, and you go through that entire process. But they're constantly getting interrupted every day with some vendor coming along saying, hey, will you buy my stuff? 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 It's the daily routine for them. So they get tone deaf. You know, somebody that's a pharmacist or a business owner, small business owner, they constantly have people knocking on their door, trying to sell them advertising, trying to sell them marketing, trying to sell them some kind of new gadget, trying to sell something, trying to get a new janitorial service, whatever it is. Somebody's constantly knocking on their door to get them. So if you're focusing on business owners, people that have small businesses, in terms of thinking like that, if you understand the world that they're in, one, you're not going to get your feelings hurt if they slam the door on you, because they've slammed the door on the 15 other people that came in the same day and said, hey, can I get your time? So once you figure out how you can get in their time schedule, yeah, get it. You're having a busy day. That's absolutely okay. I feel it. The reason I wanted to set a schedule, because I know you're busy and I'm busy and I don't want to waste your time. and they'll understand that. Oh yeah, okay, I'll get you on my calendar, but it may not be this week. Put them on the calendar for when it fits in for them, because remember, they're running a business, they're running a life. Now, if you're reaching out to a stay-at-home mom, maybe a little bit different situation. She may have to pick her kids up from the bus stop or whatever that case might be. I don't know, but you can have a similar conversation. So it just depends on who that target audience is. So speaking of target audience, my lead in to the conversation tonight, it is 10:30, so we've been rolling for 15 minutes. So tonight we're going to talk about LinkedIn and that target avatar. Last night I gave you some homework to go out and figure out who is your perfect person. Who's the person you're talking to? Who's that target audience? People ask me, and this is something I want to share with you guys, and I'm being coachable. You know, a lot of you don't know my story. If you were on the Q&A tonight in the 100K Inner Circle, I started in network marketing, was introduced to my first network marketing business 29 years ago. 29 years ago. It was Amway. And I saw the circles on the board and I instantly got it. And I'm like, that's freaking cool as heck. And I understood the concept and I understood oh God, what's his name? He says, I'd rather have the efforts I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts, right? And the idea of that's why somebody will go out, like I had one of my clients, one of my customers, when I was selling Mercedes-Benz, that he started in his garage doing dent repair, right? And then he moved out and he ended up with like 17 or 18 locations. But he doesn't work at every single location or he would run out of time. So he actually hires people, managers, to run those locations. And then he has himself like a regional manager that's over all of them guys. So he doesn't have to be in each one of those locations at a time. He's duplicated his 8-hour day 17 times the number of employees in each one of those locations, right? He has created himself, if you want to call it, a pyramid. So he's at the top. He's got a guy that works for him. He's got some managers. He's probably got some assistant managers. He's got a bunch of people that work at his stores, and he's duplicated himself at 17 locations. He's duplicated his income 17 times the number of people, times the number of hours, and that's how you build wealth, right? This duplication. So when you understand that model, when you understand who your target client, when you're talking about your target audience, who is the people I need to talk to? Who are the people I needed to talk to? So when I saw that business model, and I changed thoughts, I came back and reconnected you guys. It was like, what the hell is Forrest talking about? So I came back here. So 29 years ago, I saw that business model and I fell in love with it. And it's like, cool. I'm moving along. I get it. And I sucked at it. It's like, I was doing everything wrong, upside down and backwards. I couldn't tell you the name of the person that got me involved in the business. I don't think I ever went to like an Amway business meeting, a real business meeting until, I don't know, because I was in California, then we moved to Hawaii, then we moved back to California. But anyway, long story short, 29 long years later and multiple businesses in there. Some of them sucked. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were a great idea that never got off the ground. Some of the business I saw it, but I was looking, right? They're sort of like going on dates. I've been going on dates for like 29 years, trying to find that perfect love in my heart. And it's just like my wife, my wife and I have been married 10 years and I'm 57 years old. And it took me basically 47 years to find my perfect mate. So when you look at it from that concept of a relationship, right, it took me this long to do two things. One, and this is funky. I got to share this with you guys, because every person that comes into your life, and I know I've completely changed the subject line. We may do the LinkedIn training tomorrow. We'll see if we can get to it. Every person that comes into your life happens for a reason. You can't discount them. And I'm going to go back. So going through the business deal, jumped in a business with my friend Ernest, and I thought it was really cool business model, really cool products. I'm still a customer, still use their products, absolutely fan of the products. That probably will be for the rest of my life. I really love them. They're really high quality. They're definitely affordable. A really, really cool business model. But I just wasn't like in my heart, like cool person to go out on a date with, right? A lot of fun to hang out with, but just wasn't that person that I wanted to be with, that I wanted to share my heart with, that I wanted to connect with, that I wanted to be there. So if you understand that from a relationship standpoint, It's not jumping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. It's having a vision and an understanding of the network marketing industry, and understanding that, they're just like any other business, like Circuit City, right? Just because Circuit City went out of business doesn't mean you're just going to stop buying electronics, right? Just because Best Buy is still in business and Circuit City went out of business doesn't mean electronics are bad. You're still going to go to Best Buy and buy electronics, even though Circuit City went out of business and maybe wasn't able to get a refund on a big screen TV, right? So if you understand that concept, is network marketing is a business model that's evolved over the years. The old Amway business model and the way it worked, and I think people still do it that way, because I know they tried to do some type of online business model. I think it failed, but they're the old school business model that started it all out, and thank God they did, because they're a multi-billion-dollar company now, and they set the pathway for everything else that's come, and it's evolved and it's grown and it's evolved and it's grown. And one of the things that a lot of you that don't know about me, I got into this business. I was introduced to if you're familiar with it, the cards you can buy at Walgreens, the little debit card or the money cards you can buy at Walgreens and CVS and all those kind of places. Well, I actually got started with a company that actually was doing those before they were like mainstream. And I saw the idea, and I said, so all I've got to do is get several thousand people to sign up for this debit card, right? And every time they process it, I'm going to get a few little pieces of money here and there. And I was like, man, that's a lot. So I was on a mission, and I grew up to a team really, really quick. In about 90 days, I put about 650 people on my team, just like bam, because everybody I talked to got it. They're like, oh man, really? Oh man, really? Oh man, really? They understood it because the presentation was simple. Like, you get somebody to sign up for a card, they use the card to get money. You get somebody to sign up for a card, to use a card to get money. Very, very easy business model, nothing complicated. All your goal was to get a bunch of people using this card and moving money around on this card. And every time somebody processed, there was a processing fee. We got a small percentage of that. It might have been 10 cents, 50 cents, but your whole goal was, if you had 3,000 people that all went out and generated some money, and you got 10 cents. Oh, I'm back. That was weird. It just started spinning. So anyway, long story short, 650 people in my organization had the credit card processing company in place, one that's been around for a long time, that knew what they were doing. And the corporate guys in this card business decided that they were going to jump ship and go to another credit card processing company who promised them lower fees. The biggest challenge with that new company was the new company wasn't really in business yet. They were just promising a bunch of stuff. So they sent out this big, huge corporate email blast to everybody. Everybody jumped on board the other deal and left. And I literally, within 3 days, everybody was gone. The other credit card processing company never put anything together. So basically, I went from a $3,000 a week income to $0 a week income, literally overnight, just like boom, it was gone. And most people would have been like, oh, screw network marketing, forget that stuff, it don't work, it's a bunch of scams. And there are scams out there. Right now, the money gifting scam that's going around is absolutely crazy. And I can't believe people actually fall for it. But people want a fix. People have a lottery mentality, and you're going to get approached by, oh yeah, if you just give, we get this person, they give you $100, and that person. It's a money scam. If there's no product involved in it, there's no service involved in it, then it's a scam, and it's very, very important that you understand that. So moving forward, business after business, looked at quite a few things, and most recently fell in love with the one that I'm in now, and have just really embraced that. But here's the kicker to that, the interim to that is, I got into Rank Makers. I joined Rank Makers 2.5 years ago. In the first year, I did nothing. And the cool thing about it is, I got was in a business doing some marketing stuff. We had like this funnel and all this kind of stuff set up, and it just went to crap, the hell in a handbasket, because all the people that got in didn't really sort of get along. It's like we thought we got along, but we didn't get along, and it's not a big deal. It wasn't the end of the world. But one of the ladies in that group had brought up Ray Higdon. Now, I had already joined Rank Makers, but I hadn't really done anything with it. And I was like, Ray Higgins. So I started looking at his blog and I started getting into that, and I got really involved in rank makers at the time. So although that relationship there was a short seasoned relationship, it actually exploded and helped me explode my business where it is today. So said all that to say this: if you're on a mission and you're really, really set on making an impact, you're really set on moving forward, it may not be the company you're in right now, but learn as you go. Do the best you can not to build bridges, and keep moving forward, keep reaching out, keep building that list, keep putting people on your list, keep following up, keep getting better at marketing, keep getting better at prospecting. It's really cool to see LaToya Landry. I don't know if she's on tonight, to really see the ear-to-ear smiles that she has, because 2 weeks ago she was like, I don't know. Now she's prospecting, she's reaching out, she's getting follow-ups, she's lit, she's on freaking fire, because she decided to continue to show up. She plugged into this challenge. She just said, you know what, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. And sometimes I do that all the time. I don't care what happens. Sometimes I just throw stuff out there to see what happens, because I need to know, rather than thinking about, well, will it work, will it won't. I get some type of result. If it doesn't work, at least I know it didn't work, and I can put it on. I don't spend a lot of time on it. If I see a proven system that someone else is using and I can look at the results, I can incorporate that and plug it in. I'm plugging it in. I'm not going to have to think about, well, can I do it or not? If they're doing it, I'm doing it. And when you adopt that kind of mindset, when you understand that when you look at another human being, because we're pretty much all similar. Now, if there's something that, some people have or have handicaps or something like that, a little bit different story. But for the most part, most of us are the same. So I wanted to say all that stuff just to give you a little bit of motivation. Don't discount people that come into your life. Figure out what your real why is, that deep down burning desire. And your why's got to make you cry. I don't know about all that, but I know it's got to make you passionate. It's got to give you the steps to move forward. And I know when people reach out to me and say, Forrest, I really dig that training. It really helped me do this. And I got through it. I'm like, yes, I'm making an impact. If you guys remember, about a year ago, I said my entire point of my, the extreme impact team was to make an impact on people's lives, so that they go out and change somebody else's life, to end up on a mission of no more empty refrigerators. That's working. That's put out in the planet. That's put out into the universe. So hopefully you guys get that. I didn't want to get up on my soapbox too long. And I know everybody's like, can you just get into the LinkedIn training already? Okay, so we'll get there. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to show you the process. For those of you guys that are in Inner Circle, the training's in there. For those of you that got the bonus and rank makers, the training's there. It's a full-blown deal. So I'm going to fly through this really quick. And just so you know, there's no perfect prospecting platform. If you want to do Facebook, do Facebook. If you want to do LinkedIn, do LinkedIn. If you want to do TikTok, do TikTok. If you want to do, I said TikTok. If you want to do Instagram, or the Instagrams, whatever works for you. I was actually listening to an audio today about cold prospecting through phone calls on Google. I'm like, yes, I think I'm going to try it out and see what happens. I'm not scared. Well, I'm not really scared. I just got to figure out how to put time in there. So let's do a screen share here. Screen share. Share my screen. There it is. Yes, it should be popping up. Look at that handsome dude right there. Yeah, need a haircut in that picture. So this is my profile over on LinkedIn, and you see I've got this set up in this area. It says social media marketing strategists and business coach using social media to build long-term wealth. You'll notice on my profile, there's no links or anything on here that somebody can tell what business I'm in. And I do that on purpose, because when somebody comes to my profile, if they want to watch, you got bugs flying around, excuse me. If somebody wants to know what I'm doing, they're going to have to reach out to me. People that are really curious can probably dig in and find, what I'm doing, or what business I'm aligned with. But the whole reason I put this up here is to brand me and to make me. Now, if you're a professional, like Doc Gardner's on here, she's a professional. So here's what's really cool about that is she can put her profession on there, then it's all totally up to her. And then she can put, and also has a side hustle, building, business at home. However you want to do it, you can put it up there. The moral of the story is just don't put a link to your business on there. because the last thing you want somebody to do is do an end run around and go do research on your business and end up joining with somebody else. You want to have them be able to reach out to you, connect with you, relate to you, and ask you, especially when we're doing connections on LinkedIn. So, and of course, you want them to see your video presentation when you reach out to them, say, yes, curious, you might be able to take a look at what I'm doing. And they say, sure. And you don't want them just doing an end run around, clicking on the link on your profile, going looking at your video, and then you never hear back from them again. You want to be able to follow up with them. So I sign a few off of TikTok. Right on, Kyle. I'm just staying away from the TikTok. It's just too much for me. I know somebody are crushing it on there. If it's your deal, master the heck out of it. Go out and just like learn how to use it. Get on YouTube, figure out, find some TikTok gurus, and go out there and just crush it and use it and just tear it up and do what you got to do. So this is my profile. So how do we find people on here? Really quick is you simply go up to the search button at the top. Maybe. You'll see people pop up. You're going to click on the people. Click on the people. And this is the coolest part about this. Now, somebody the other day asked me if this feature was available in the unpaid version. I don't know. I've had the paid version for a while. So if you don't see these buttons and tabs, my answer would be probably not. Over here on the right, you'll see where it says all filters. You're going to click on the all filters tab. Definitely time for a new computer. So if you guys want, I'll give you guys my Cash App ID, and you guys can all send me some money so I can get me a new computer. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Not really. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. So up here at the top, you'll see there's different countries and so on and so forth. Over here on the left, you'll see there's connections. So first thing you want to do is you want to click on second connections, not first connection, second connections. Just go with me. I learned this from Kim Olson. She's a master, so I'm doing what she says. I don't need to argue with it. I'm just doing what she says, and it seems to be working. In this area, you can choose where you want to market and grow your business. Now, some people may say, well, I'm in the United States and I want to expand my business to India. If you don't have a business in the United States, you probably want to focus on building your business where you live. If you live in St. Louis, you might want to focus on building your business in St. Louis or somewhere locally, or at least in your local market or where you want to. Now, I have a target audience and target cities that I focus on, and that's where I market. That's like I've narrowed it down, and that's the only places I'm going right now. And I've gotten really good at communicating with the people, talking to them. And if they're somewhere, anywhere near one of those cities, I'm talking to them and hollering at them. So unpaid version has this. Okay, Cheryl says yes, so that's good. So you're going to choose where you want to work, what city, what state. You can narrow it down. You can put United States. You can just type a city in here, whichever way you want to go. You can pick that up. So let's just say United States for right now. So I checked all of the United States. We don't need to do any of this other stuff. So second connection, United States location. Just pretend the rest of this stuff doesn't matter. Then you're going to scroll down here where it says first name, last name, title. Title, let's say sales, right? So I'm going to put in sales. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to hit apply. And it's going to bring up a whole ton of people that have sales somewhere in their bio. So here's Chris with advertising sales. Here's Rich, director of sales at Viva Ball. Here's Emmanuel, sales representative at Lou's Toyota, and you can see I've already sent some connections to these folks. So as you go through these, you'll notice this guy is not getting connection because he doesn't have a picture. I hang out with these guys and I send them connections. But here's the cool thing about this, you guys. 71,000 results. So when somebody on your team says, oh, I can't find anybody, show them this, have them pick out a category, and is every one of them going to show up with 71,000 results? Probably not. If you get too narrow, that's why you just second connection, United States. If you don't check the United States, it'll bring up the entire world, and it comes up to like 3.5 million people or some ridiculous number for sales. So they're out there, and sales generic. If you want to narrow it down, maybe you sell a teeth whitener to dentists. So put in dentists if that's who you want to work with, or maybe you have a lot of dentists on your team. So search for dentists, and then you have some reliability when you send out the a prospecting message that says, hey, I work with a lot of dentists. I'm expanding my business in the Dallas area. I work with a lot of dentists, or I'm expanding my business. I work with a lot of dentists. To help them create some residual income on the side. Just curious if you might be able to take a look at what I do for the other dentists. If not, absolutely okay, no big deal. Let me know either way. And you send that message to them. You can find dentists. So let's go back. Let's go back to filters. Let's see what shows up for dentists since we're talking about it, right? It's running so slow. Okay, so let's clear this. So I cleared that. We're going to do second. I'm going to do United States. I'm just doing United. You know what? Let's just do all dentists everywhere in the whole world. Let's see what shows up. I'm going to do title. And it might, some people might have orthodontist in there, but just do dentist to keep it simple. Hopefully I spelled that right. And hit apply. And of course, if you don't spell it right, it probably won't show up either. So if you're a horrible speller, you might want to use something to spell. Look at that. So I did dentist, and 969 results came up for dentist. Now there may be some specialists like orthodontist or something like that, but look at all these dentists that I can connect with that are dentists. So if I want to work with dentists, I have to simply hit connect, send now, and no, I don't write a note. Connect, send now, connect, send now. And I'll go through this and to the point till I run out. There's 969 results, so I'll probably do like 100 a day until till LinkedIn tells me I can't send anymore. Hit connect and send. So I'm not going to keep going through this, but I just wanted to give you guys a general idea. And you notice I didn't connect on any of these guys that don't have pictures on here, probably because they don't spend any time on LinkedIn. They can keep going and going and going and going. So next, what's going to happen is my email address is connected to LinkedIn is going to send me connection acceptances. So I'm going to go over to my email, and you can see here I have 10 connections. Now you may get these emails. It may be one person, it may be two people. This one just happened to have 10. So when I get the connection response back, it says, you have 10 new connections. Check out their profiles and start a conversation. So here's what I do. I simply click on message. It's going to open up into the message thing in LinkedIn, and guess what I do? Hi, Mari. Thanks for the connection. I know we don't really know each other. I take that part. I take that back. I don't say that. I say thanks for the connection. Getting straight to the point. I'm expanding my business. I'm looking to work with. She's probably some type of whatever her title is. I'll read her title in the messenger. Say I'm looking to work with so and so, and if I can see what city she's in, I may say expanding my business in that city. Because she might be able to take a look at what I'm doing. If not, absolutely okay. Let me know either way. And I sign those at the bottom. I'll say respectfully, Forest Knight, St. Louis, phone number. That's how I do LinkedIn, right? A little bit different. I'll say respectfully, Forest Knight, St. Louis, phone number. And I put that on each and every one because I want to try and be as transparent as I possibly can. If somebody wants to go, I've actually had a couple of people call me, and I'll see the call coming in, and I respond back with, hey, I'm on, and I just, because I want them to tell me who they are. So I say, hey, I'm on a call right now. Who is this? And I'll call you right back. And they always respond back with, you know, hey, this is Marie. I'm replying back to your LinkedIn message. I'm like, now I know where to go look, and I know how to have a conversation, right? So that's how you prospect on LinkedIn. I know it was quick and short and to the point, but I wanted to give you this, guys. If you guys are looking for it, if you're looking for people that are out here, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people. We talked about page prospecting last night on Facebook, and you can rotate back and forth. So you can, if you have LinkedIn, if you do it LinkedIn and Facebook, you probably do something similar on TikTok. Either way that you want to go is totally up to you, but you have an opportunity. So you can flip, you can go find a page. Maybe you can go find, search for dentists. And this is really cool. So let's say you're targeting dentists, right? So you just went to LinkedIn and you found all the dentists on LinkedIn. And let's say now you want to find them on Facebook. So you go do a Facebook search for dentists, and it's going to bring up all the stuff that says people. Then click on pages, right? Click on pages, and it's going to open up the dentist pages. Now from there, you can do two things. One is you can contact the dentist's office directly, or you can look for a post. So maybe you sell a product to people that or you know, something to do with teeth whiteners or toothpaste or whatever. I'm just using this as an example. So you can go there. Maybe you do personal trainers. So you search for personal trainers, right? Now watch this. You search for personal trainers. You go to their pages. It's going to open up all their pages, and you look, and you can actually either prospect the personal trainers directly through their pages, right? Because they're a business and they don't mind. You can click on the little sends a message, and you can say, hey, blah blah blah. I work with a lot of personal trainers. I'm expanding my business. Curious, you might be open to take a look at what I'm doing, and they'll respond back. Some of them have robots set up, but they'll respond back. If not, the cool thing about it is a lot of their pages have their phone number on their website, or a website link to their website. So you can click on the website link. It'll have their phone number to their office. You can pick up the phone and you can call them and say the exact same thing. Hey, I ran across your profile on Facebook. I'm expanding my business. I have a network marketing business. It does XYZ PDQ. I was wondering if you might be able to take a look at what I'm doing. If not, absolutely okay. No big deal. I just work with a lot of personal trainers. That might be a good fit for you. If not, that's cool. Not a big deal. And you get them on the phone, you talk to them, and you have a conversation with them, and they say, cool, yeah, what you got? Say, great. Is this your mobile number? I'm going to text you the presentation. You can take a look at it, see if it's a fit for you. If it is, we'll follow up afterwards. And oh, P.S., by the way, my presentation will snitch on you and let me know when you watched it. So, said all that, had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. Tomorrow, don't let me forget to spin the wheel, to spin the wheel, to spin the wheel. So very, very cool gift. So what should I give away tonight? Let's see, we did social media, a freakishly effective social media for network marketing. It's the freakishly effective leadership for network marketers. We did the script book. We did the, I know what, we need to do the headlines book. Oh God, there's a headlines book. So that'll be the one for tonight. It's really cool. It's a headlines book. It's just like the, let me see, which one was this? It's sort of like the Proven Guide, but it's a headlines book. I've got one around here somewhere. You guys can win that. The cool thing about the headlines book, let me see if I got one in here. It sort of works as a memory jogger too, because yes, stay. It's called Persuasive Titles and Headlines to Attract People to You. This little book right here is fire. Let me get up the camera. It's very, very cool. The cool thing about this is that it gives you ideas on what to say for your Facebook Lives. 7 ways to do something, 10 ways to close more deals, 17 icebreakers to approach strangers, 32 ideas for Valentine's. But here's the kicker in this. If you use these, for example, 32 ideas for Valentine's Day, right? Is Valentine's Day coming up? What month are we in? June? No, we missed it. Whatever holidays we got coming up, right? So 32 ideas for 4th of July. You can Google that, right? Ideas for 4th of July, and it's going to bring up a ton of articles. Now you have something to talk about on your Facebook Live. So once you make a commitment to doing the Facebook Lives, and I'm sure for those of you that are in the 14-day challenge that's coming up here, you'll learn about that little trick. So the winner tonight is going to win Persuasive Headlines and Titles Handbook. Don't let me forget what you won, because yeah, I'm putting it in there anyway. I'll put a post in it so I don't forget. And again, after the Saturday drawing, I'll get everybody's stuff mailed out to you. So here we go. Let me bring up the spinning wheel thing here real quick. That's what I forgot to load. So thanks for reminding me, all. So we got to do the spinning wheel thing. Let me close these down here so I can have less resources going. Lord Jesus, please bless me with a new computer on my front door tomorrow. Well, son, you have to order one first. Gotcha, dude. Gotcha. I've been looking at iMac Pros, and I just don't know which one I want to get. I don't know if I want to get another laptop or if I actually want to get a desktop. So I'm just sort of torn, or maybe get a desktop and then upgrade to the iPad Pro with the keyboard. We'll see what happens here. I was able to run some searches with filters for free on LinkedIn. Absolutely cool. Yeah, you can do that. Just on the free version, it's a little bit limited. If you can afford it, I want to say it's about $49 or $59 a month for the paid version. The cool thing on the paid version is you can send direct messages through InMail to people that you're not connected to. So that's a whole nother level of being able to communicate with people and find stuff. You can also do resume searches and a couple other things like that if you really want to dive deep into prospecting. So the spinning wheel is up. Let me hit shuffle over here. We hit shuffle. And let's do the screen share here so we can see the wheel spinning. And the wheel is spinning. And let's do full screen. Okay, share. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be some kind of Mac. And I don't know if I want to do a desktop Mac or if I want to do definitely not an iMac, not a MacBook Air because it's a little too small. I like the bigger screen. I want to go to like the 16-inch so I can see it. And then, of course, I want to be able to plug it in. I've got my other monitor over here, so I want to be able to attach it in there. Of course, I want to be able to put my camera on it and run it if I do it that way. So, and I know they have built-in cameras, but I just want to be able to use. I love to use my tripod camera because I can move it around in position a little bit better than the one that's actually built into the back of the laptop. So it is spinning. It's going around. Let's see who's going to win tonight. Get over here, spinning wheel thing. And hit spin, and there we go. It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. Let's see. Bam! Keith Henderson. What? Cool deal. Congratulations, Keith Henderson, my man. Good choice wheel for choosing Mr. Keith Henderson. Congratulations, Keith. You are the winner of persuasive headlines and titles to attract people to you. And this little book here, if you don't have this, I mean, you talk about a really cool memory jogger. One, for putting headlines into your titles when you're doing your Facebook Live or any kind of your posts. Talks about how to do a call to action, effective video formulas, your intro, your questions, your tips, your call to action. It talks about how to do a Facebook Live. Then, of course, 30 sample video titles for any niche. How to blank even if common hospital. So how to recruit people even if you're shy. How to sell like a pro even if you're new. How to market your blog even if you're broke. Top 10, the top 10 plugins for bloggers, the top 10 waterfalls in America, the top 10 home security risks. So it gives you really cool options for headlines and where to find headlines. So congratulations, Keith. You are the winner of tonight's deal. Tomorrow, Friday is we're going to talk about recognition and fear, and we're going to talk about recognition and fear is what we're talking about tomorrow on tomorrow's Facebook Live. Don't forget to report your numbers in by 8:15. Truly appreciate you guys. And if you've had any kind of breakthroughs, please feel free to share them. Your breakthroughs. Things that have just been aha moments, please feel free to share those. You can share them on any of the lives. You can share them on our main post. So no, just share them on the live where you have the breakthrough at. Just come and share it on the live, which would be absolutely cool. So I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow, you guys. Bye-bye.